All right, all right, all right. It is about 5 in the morning, and looks like we're gonna have a flat open, probably a flat to up 10 points. But before we get started, do me a favor: subscribe and hit the bell. It's off-grid trading. I come and go, so if you'd like to know when I'm up, you got to hit that bell. Subscribe and hit the bell, and hit the all tab so that you get all my notifications. This way, I can start selling swag. And hit the like because it's tipping your host. And hit up a few friends. Let them know I'm out there. I appreciate it. But subscribe and hit the bell and hit the like, and you guys have done your part. So what we're looking at a really nice bull flag right here, and we're probably going to open up about 10 points or flat. So we'll have a bullish bias, right? And the entry is breaking the high of 804.06. I'd wait to 804.50, let it get moving a little bit, and let it break through that high. And then it's going to bounce off or get a little resistance around 807.02, and that's the test. If it turns around from there, it could come back down, but it'll test that. If it busts through that 807.02, then away it goes. If you want to take a more conservative, if you want to take a more conservative entry, you could just wait for that 807.02 and enter after breaking that. And then put your stops. This is how I trade. Not that I'm telling you to trade this, but this is how I trade. You put your stops at the low of the 78.08. If a bull flag, and hopefully I didn't call it a bear flag earlier, but if a bull flag fails or any bullish move fails, then it has a strong possibility of turning bearish. So if this flag fails, if we break that low right there, that low of 78.08, if we break that 78.08, it'll start grinding its way back down. And there's quite a bit of movement that this could make. So anyway, that's a fairly decent swing trade to keep your eye on today. And the momentum has a lot of strength behind it. So that'd probably be my favorite move of the day if we were looking that way. If we look over at the futures, bidding. So the future shows the flag too, and it hasn't triggered yet. Obviously, the futures is trading already. So yesterday's high was 96. Today's high is 92.50. So it's probably waiting for the market to open, and then it'll trigger simultaneously. So you can take it. And the momentum, you can see that strong trend reversal right there. The momentum's pretty strong. It looks good for that flag. That flag looks good for the day. The only thing that might get in the way is if you look at the 240, crazy divergence. Look at that. That momentum's coming back. Now, these are oscillators. So over time, by nature, it fights its way back to zero. And that could be what's pulling that momentum back down, because the oscillator function of it or aspect of it is pulling that back down to the zero line. So that's the difference between the oscillators and like the Chandler principle. So buttons. So that's what you got to watch for. But yet, what's positive about that is if that flag fails, that gives you an entry right there, and this is very supportive. This low time frame is very supportive of that failure, and then you get a nice move down to about 30. You got about 60-point move down potential on that. So that's pretty cool. Now it's holiday season. There's light volume. Things float up during light volume season, but next week, people are going to start coming back in the office. When I was running the firm, I would split New Year's Eve, go wherever I wanted to go in the country, and I'd probably be out until about the 14th or 15th of January. A lot of my guys got in right after the holiday and split early before Christmas. So next week they start trickling in, and you'll start seeing the volume pick up throughout the week next week. So it's a good time to get your head wrapped around some trades. and Tesla has been trading really nicely. Yeah, you're starting to get some moves like the Tesla of old. Around last November, they swapped. They went from I think the New York, or no, they were listed on the Nasdaq, and they became part of the S&P 500. And after that, they just kind of died off. You really didn't get the crazy moves, but as of late, it has picked up, and it will behoove you to start paying attention, because those trades that I show you on SPX or the S&P 500, you can do on equities. And right now, you got a flag building right here. So Tesla, if you break you break the 1104, that triggers the flag. Now, a flag breaking through a trend line, very powerful. If you want to be conservative, then wait for the break of the trend line, which is let's give it, think like 111070 is your break. And if you want to be even more conservative, you could just wait for the break of the highest bar. And the highest bar is 1119. I mean, yeah, you got about 15 points before this thing even tests. So this is a pretty nice trade. I'm encouraged. The momentum is kind of supportive. Looks like it's rolling over a little bit, but I think you'll get some run out of it if you take that break on that trend line. So it's good to keep your eye on it. And then throughout the day, or just set your bias. If it breaks that trend line, you don't want to take that trade. It breaks that trend line. Just drop down to lower trades and look for your entry points. Trend reversals, breakouts, things like that. If you're not accustomed or not familiar with that is, head back into my library or my content, and you'll see some training videos, and I'll point out those setups. And Amazon, I'd start taking a look at Amazon also. The only thing with Amazon is around 10:30 or so, sometimes the volume gets light. So you keep an eye on those like 30-second charts and 1-minute charts. And if the stock starts getting gappy, then stay away from it, because the spreads will widen. And then it's a zero-sum game. You could be down like $5-10 just by buying the thing, be on the spread. So, when it starts taking that posture, then just stay away. But when the volume's in it and this baby's moving, it's moving. But to tell you the truth, I don't see anything in this. I don't see a setup. Yeah, you know what? How would I play this? Okay, so you see I have a line going across the top and the bottom. That's the channel. This line is roughly, I didn't do the numbers, but it's roughly the middle of the channel. And it looks like it's kind of challenging that. So I could play it, breaking this line with an expectation of it hitting the upper channel, and then it'll trade down here, and then it could break and trade down. But it's in consolidation on a daily. And this is about 500 points right there. So you've got to move. I mean, if you go from the mid to the lower, arguably 250 points, not a bad trade. So you could play with that. But I prefer the Tesla setup. I think the Tesla looks better right now. And things are floating up. I would have a bias to the bull side until next week. But start getting your eye tuned to it, because the time will come for that market and that opportunity. And you have to stay agile in the market if you want to make money. I mean, I do it mostly on SPX, but it's always good to have options and see other opportunities. So anyway, that's the spiel for the day. Again, let me remind you, subscribe and hit the bell and hit the like, because it goes a long way. And you know what I say, I like to be calm and cool when I'm trading. I get a little meditation done so that I am at peace. And you should be at peace when you're trading. And that being said, good luck trading.